Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 6:09, Friday, April 22nd. 58 degrees, getting up to 80 today, but a little rainy. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 if you want to join the conversation. We are joined now by Marion and Dennis Zillinski, and we are talking about the Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us at this early hour. I always like to ask people, are you like early people? Like, are you? Yeah, you are?
I am, yes.
Yeah. Dennis, you're not like nodding your head there. You're not like.
No, we're okay.
Okay, good. Well, maybe if you don't mind, if you want to take the 5:30 to 6:30 hour for me, maybe for the next couple of weeks, that'd be great. So you are here talking about the Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk. Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about that? What does it support? Where did it start? What's it all about?
Well, we have a memorial fund. It's the Lieutenant Dennis W. Zillinski II Memorial Fund. We created that fund in honor of our son, Dennis Zillinski, who was a West Point grad, and unfortunately he was killed in Iraq on 19 November 2005. Through our memorial fund, we started supporting our troops overseas, and one of the things that we were going to do was send boxes to a local young man from Monmouth County, and he said he didn't need anything, that his dog did, and he was a dog handler there. So the dogs are actually soldiers themselves, very, very important to the safety of our troops. So we decided that we were going to start sending boxes over to our dogs, our military working dogs. We have actually shipped out over 5,000 pounds of stuff just for the dogs. And when we found out that the dog's name was Sergeant Denny, my son was Dennis. I was the only one that called him Denny when he was a little boy. So lo and behold, we created the Canine Sergeant Denny Project. To continue to support our military working dogs, you need money.
Right.
So we started hosting our Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk, which we have annually every year. And at this event, people come with their dogs. They pay a small fee. They walk their dogs for barely a mile. But the unique thing about our dog walk is we have demonstrations from airmen from McGuire Air Force Base with their canines, from the sailors at Earl with their canines. New Jersey State Police are there, Howell PD, Monmouth County Sheriff's Office, and this year we have a new comer, and that's Manalapan Township. They will be there. And they do demonstrations so people understand a military working dog. They are different. They save our soldiers' life. Very, very important overseas. And here in the States, too, when the police use the canines, they're very, very important.
Right. So how many folks on average have you gotten out to these walks?
Unfortunately, we've battled the dog walk that the ASPCA hosts. We tried to get away from them this year, and we ended up planning it on this same exact day. And, people are so worried about with the rescue dogs that, nobody gives a thought to the military working dogs serving over in extreme cold weather, extreme hot weather. The terrain in Afghanistan is mountainous. They don't have roads the way we do. They're rocky, and it takes a toll on the dogs. And just serving, the dogs are subject to post-traumatic stress just as much as the two-legged soldiers are. So you also do, aside from the walk, which is obviously fantastic, and we'll give all that information later about how folks can participate. You also fundraise throughout the year for the Memorial Fund, correct? That's correct. Yes.
And what kind of things do you do to that end? What kind of things do you do to support the fund?
Well, we have besides the dog walk, we have our upcoming event on June 16th at the Blue Claws. It's Military Appreciation Night. And we host an outing and we use the area on the first base line, and it comes with food. We give out a shirt. Unbeknownst to most people there, we also bring in our troops that the Memorial Fund pays for them to come, bring their families. We never require them to wear their uniforms. We just want to thank them.
Right.
So we usually have about 30 of them that we host come in just to enjoy the night with their family. It's a great event because the children think that they're at a big league baseball game, and they don't know, and they do all the fun things for the kids. So we do that, and we have a gala event, which we will host on September 23rd, and it is at the Eagle Oaks Country Club. Awesome evening. We have a live band. The Infernos will be with us this year. And after that, we have our golf outing. That's in October, and that's at the Pine Barrens. Pine Barrens
Jackson,
Golf Club. Yes, and the date October
17th.
All right, hold on now. So wait a second. Did you have any experience with nonprofits prior to all this?
Absolutely not.
None.
No.
None. So first of all, thank you so much for your son's service and for for what you've done now to support our troops, because we are we spend a lot of time on this show talking about the military and first responders and how much we owe to them, and we owe our freedom to them. And so thank you so much for that. But I guess so your son passed, and you said that you had to do something. I mean, is that it? Is it that you said we have to do? I mean, how did it click in your mind that said we got to go out and do something?
Well, our son was very involved in people.
Right.
He loved life. He loved people. He started doing community service when he was 7 years old through our church. And when we were alone in a car before he was deploying, and I asked him a dumb question. I said, "Are you afraid?" And obviously he was afraid.
Right.
And he said to me, "What I'm afraid about as a young platoon leader is losing someone in my platoon and having to face their parents, because then I would have failed." So we just took Dennis's idea of taking care of the troops. And unfortunately, the only soldiers that were killed out of his platoon were killed with him.
Right.
So he never had to face any parents. And we just moved forward with that. We started out with our run walk. That was our first event. And then we just kept adding, because as it kept taking off and our need to help our wounded warriors and becoming more aware of the devastating injuries that they sustain, it's unbelievable.
Right.
And we have our run walk in November. We always do it on Veterans Day weekend. So not only do we honor our son, we honor all of our servicemen and women, past and present.
Right.
And we have them come forward. And the most heartwarming thing was when the Vietnam veterans came forward and they cried because nobody had ever thanked them before.
Right. Well, that's a powerful and unbelievable story. So when we come back, because we're up against a break, I'd like to know more about the dogs themselves, because I think it's very interesting. As anybody who listens to my show knows what a huge dog lover I am, right? Mm-hmm. Zach is laughing because that's I'm not really an animal guy, but I'm very interested to understand what makes these dogs so special, and really kind of how they help the soldiers that are back home and the soldiers that are out in the field right now. So we are here with Marion and Dennis Zillinski talking about the Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk, and we'll be back with more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.
Stay tuned for Preferred Company with Joel Markell and Marianne Levy at 8. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Get up. Get out. Do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues. News Talk Radio. WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We're here with Dennis and Marion Zillinski. So we're talking about the Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk, and you could actually, if you wanted to learn more, I'll give them a quick plug. You can go to runwithdennis.org if you wanted to kind of follow along and see what they have going on, which is a lot. So okay, so tell me what's the difference from a service dog perspective. You know, we talked about you touched on service dogs for returning veterans that have PTSD or other issues. So what is so special about these dogs? What's different about this dog?
Well, the difference between a service dog and a military working dog is the service dog, generally most people associate with the sightseeing dog. That is a service dog. Now, for wounded warriors with post-traumatic stress, a service dog can read their persona, how they're behaving. They can understand when they're very upset or when they're starting to really panic. And the dogs take over, and the one thing that they do is 22 soldiers a day commit suicide because of post-traumatic stress. Wow. And these dogs, and it's one of the graduates from the program that we use, one of the soldiers, was going to shoot himself, and the dog would not let him bring that gun up to his head. He kept nudging him until finally he got the soldier to try life again. And it's very, very important for our troops to be able to get back into society. They give up their lives. They lock themselves in their homes. They don't want to be around people. They're fearful. What they want to do is go back to war. They feel more comfortable in a war situation than they do at home in our own streets here. And it's totally unacceptable.
Absolutely. Okay, so service dogs, so dogs that are that are overseas, you know, actually doing, you know, fighting the fight, and then but your organization is so much more. First of all, I don't know that folks realize, but you're talking about fundraising to the tune of $250,000 a year, which is a strong amount. I mean, that's not anything to laugh about. But really, you focus on anything that is pertaining to wounded warriors, right?
That's correct.
And so, how do you determine? How do you say no?
Well, we have an application process.
Okay.
So when somebody contacts us, if they're looking for assistance, they have to complete an application process, which is reviewed by our board. We have a 14-member board, all volunteers, and we make the decision together as to whether we want to assist the warrior or not. And now just this week, we bought a tandem bike for a blind Special Forces soldier, and he wants to compete in the Invictus Games, and he doesn't have the money to buy the bike. So we just purchased a bike for him, and so that he can have the bike May 8th, I think the Invictus Games begin in Orlando.
Okay. And we only have a minute, but Dennis, I know that you were talking about how you also work with other nonprofits.
Yes, we work with a number of nonprofits that are 100% volunteer, that when we have a financial need that maybe we can't handle, we try to partner with other ones to accomplish that mission. Right. And I think that's important. The network that we've developed over the 10 years that our organization's been around, I think supports that, and we are able to accomplish, you know, a lot of things by that network.
By working together, absolutely. Yes. All right, when we come back, we're going to give you your magic wand, right? You both get a magic wand, and you get to make an impact on something. I have an inkling as to what you may be focusing on, but you know, we'll see if I'm right. We'll also we'll kind of go through what your events are, how people can get more information, how they can. I'm sure that you've gotten people interested that they want to participate or see if they could help. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin here with Marion and Dennis Zillinski, the Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk. Be right back after this.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. 6:33, Friday, April 22nd, 58 degrees, getting up to 80 today. A little bit of rain. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. Yes. Woo, still got it. All right, we are here with Marion and Dennis Zillinski talking about the Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk. Okay, so I know we have a lot of events that we have to get through here because I want to make sure that I got this because I think everybody who's listening wants to help you and figure out how they can help, right? So, first of all, so let's go in order here. What do we have? Is Cigar Night the next our next event?
No, April 30th is our Canine Sergeant Denny Dog Walk. That's going to be done at the New Jersey National Guard Training Center. It'll start at 10 a.m.
Okay, good. So there it is, April 30th, 10 a.m., New Jersey Army National Guard Training Center in Seagirt. And so that is, and there's a form on the website. You could learn more. But this is, again, this is really kind of the key here for the cause. And so check that out. Again, we're at runwithdennis.org. All right, so now I've done the dog walk, and now I'm looking for my next event. Where are we going?
Oh.
The Blue Claws baseball outing.
Okay.
Great night. Very inexpensive. Bring the young children. They absolutely think they're at a professional baseball game, and they love it there. And by buying a ticket, it helps us to host approximately 30 warriors with their family and their children to be there. Very, very important to give back.
And what's the date on that?
June 16th.
June 16th. But in the middle, we do have this cigar. Like, listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm a cigar guy, right? I see cigars. I see a little scotch or brandy over here. So this is interesting to me. So that's fun. That's through another organization.
Yes,
that
another organization.
Their proceeds
it's
are going
called
to you.
A HEPA, and it's through a Greek church in Homedale. And they are hosting this night because they love our program with the Canine Sergeant Denny Project. They have already sponsored a dog through us. The dog's name will be a HEPA because if you pay the full fee of $15,000, you do get naming rights. So they sponsored this dog to honor our son and to aid and assist a warrior with post-traumatic stress. So to earn money so they could give us money, they're hosting this great cigar night, men only. Sorry, ladies. But it is
hooray.
Men only. And from what they tell us, it's going to be a fantastic night. And funds from that are going to go to our memorial fund.
I have no doubt. Okay, I want to remind everybody that you are 100% volunteer organization,
That's
right?
correct.
There's no paid help. Okay, that every dollar raised is going right back to the cause. Okay, so a fantastic cause to help our wounded warriors and with folks in need that are coming back having served, and for those still serving, right, and that need additional support.
That's correct.
Okay, magic wand time. All right, we're giving you the magic wand. You have the ability to make a difference. Don't pick something silly like robbing a bank or something like that. But what would you do if you could make a change?
My dream is to make everybody understand that every day in this country we wake up free. And freedom is not free. It is bought and paid for by our men and women that raise their hand and then put on the uniform of our country. I would love, more than anything, to get corporate sponsorship. We need money to do these projects to help these young men and women. And when you meet them, they don't look for pity. They're not angry that they have no arms and no legs. They're not angry that they have one arm and they're missing 3 other limbs, or they can't see, or they're stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives. But to help them, I need your help. And I think corporate sponsorship would be very, very big. Obviously, we are so very grateful to people that have joined our cause, that have sent us. If you send us $5, we treat you the same as if you mailed us $100,000. We respect every single penny that we do get in. And so far, our general public has been amazing, amazing supporters of us. And for that, I'd really like to say thank you. But if you have a corporation out there or you like our cause, that's my magic wand.
Okay. Well, I can tell you this, that I, for one, have been inspired by your story today. So on behalf of the Jay and Linda Grunin Foundation, is it okay if I make a $2,500 donation to your crowd rise?
Oh,
wow.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that in the break. I'll just get Zach's credit card number from him, and we'll take care of that. Sorry, Zach. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus there. It's just
thanks, Jeremy.
No problem. You did get that free Ocean Running Club thing, so I figure you owe me a little bit.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
All right, so we'll make a donation, and I would, look, so you guys are part of the Ocean First Challenge. And so, anybody that wants to, they can certainly go online and make a donation. And every little bit helps, and it's for a fantastic cause. We all need to take more time to pay attention to our veterans and do the right thing. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I like to just to thank our volunteers that we've had over the years. We have a strong group of people that help us at it whenever they can, and obviously we cannot do that without our volunteers and the supporters that we've had over the years that have continued to support our memorial fund. We have a heartfelt thank you to all them because it's done by a number of people and sponsorships that we do receive, and we thank them every day with our heart.
Cool. Well, runwithdennis.org is the website. Mm-hmm. And listen, I mean, like I said, you guys are an inspiring story, and I'm always blown away by folks that, I can only imagine, I have 3 kids, and I can only imagine, I can't imagine, I don't want to imagine, quite honestly. And I'm pretty sure that, God forbid, I would end up just in the fetal position, just in the corner of my house, probably for the next 10 years if something happened.
You do.
And to be able to step up, turn it around, and say, listen, let's go take this and let's go make a difference. Should be inspiring to everyone who wakes up in the morning and complains about their job that they have to go and do, right? Because we are lucky and blessed to live in the greatest country in the world, and we need to remember that every day. So, Dennis, Marion, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We really do appreciate it. And we will be back with more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin right after this.